We're finally alone. We have? Is that a...
We've had this conversation too, and I'm in a hurry.
Seems rather brash, but all right. Why have you sought me out?
I'd like you to release Dooley.
You mean Duilius? Releasing him is out of the question, I'm afraid. That man is a liability we simply cannot afford. Perhaps you're not aware he was caught multiple times, sneaking around in places he should not have been.
What'd he do?
Look, I can see where you're going with this. You think me cruel. I assure you that is not the case. You may not be aware of this, but it was not so long ago, during the Republic. The law of the 12 Tables would have required that he be killed as soon as he was born, owing to his deformities. Here we see to it that he has food, water, and shelter, and most importantly, he is able to continue living. A privilege that would be taken away from all of us were he to be released and commit the crime of trespass. The man has no self-discipline, poor comprehension of what is going on around him, and is an incorrigible rule breaker. I will not jeopardize the lives of my people so that one man can go free. Now, was there something else? Thank you. I'll be waiting here for news.
I don't know where this key would be, or if it's on
If you're
him.
snooping around in my possessions, you're wasting your time.
Peter knew. Okay, let's go up top. We'll go talk to Ulpius, however you pronounce his name. Try to prevent him from jumping down.
All
Alve,
weapons are to be
keeping an eye
tossed
on
into the
things,
chasm.
Horatius?
Magist as always, princess.
Stuff like this has to be for something. Okay, see if we can save him this time.
Salve, well,
Fine.
we've all...
Oh, I
used
should have said I
I
wanted to
still-
talk to him. Do you need to talk to him?
All right, well...
I can't believe this is how it ends.
Oh, no. No. No, 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 no. Ulpius, what are you doing? Get back from there. If you...
That's the...
What?
Why do you...
I know.
Yeah, we
Please,
already
I'm
went through
sorry.
this
please,
twice.
help him. Thank you.
Is this what Centillia would want?
You know about that? How is that possible? I mean, I've never mentioned it to anyone.
You'd never believe me if I told you.
Well, you don't understand.
Maybe I can help solve your problem.
It's too... If I backed out now, I'd be betraying her.
I already saved Lulia's life. I'd like to help you too.
Oh, really? That changes things a little. But we're still in debt bondage to that monster. Unless you happen to have 2,000 denarii to pay off both of our debts.
Wait, you need 2,000 denarii?
No. No, I am out. Wherever you are, Scintilla, my
Dang
love.
it.
I'm
Okay.
sorry.
Ulpius, no!
Thought maybe I could have saved him. Getting closer. Is that my fault?
That was not your... I'll have to...
Yeah, we'll go through this because we've already been through it. Okay, so I can't get there. cistern area? I don't know. It's right over here. What's this place? What's this place? I don't think I've ever been up here. The top of the temple? Which denarii do I got? Just spent 1,000. Oh, I got the 2,000 now. You would have just waited another 5 minutes. Okay. Gotta figure out how to get him out of the election. Okay, we gotta look for those other... Persuade Rufius to stop threatening Virgil. Guess we can talk to Rufius. Then we gotta find these plaques. I'm not sure. Gracious, where are you, Rufius? I've seen him come from over this way before. Zipline it back if I don't see him. Oh, that's the upper cistern. Okay. There he is.
Name's Rufius.
Are you the one threatening Virgil?
No idea what you're talking about.
No, I found an incomplete letter from your to him from your quarters.
Yes, so what? What are you going to do about it?
Just gonna ask you to stop threatening him.
And why should I? The one true God says that for man
Oh, now we could tell
lie
everybody
with
that he is
another man
Christian.
is an abomination. His presence here is a threat to us all.
If that's true, then why hasn't the golden rule broken already?
Well, I don't know. Maybe God hasn't noticed yet. But when he does, we're going to have a problem.
Gods of Rome don't care about homosexuals. Why do they care about virgins? Seems like your agitation is a bigger threat than Virgil's personal affairs. Try that one.
Well, I wouldn't get so angry if he wasn't so... You know.
Are you uncomfortable with your feelings towards him? Yeah.
I don't like where you're going with this. You'd better take that back before I make you.
It must be difficult to be torn between your faith and your desire.
I have no idea what you're talking about. And unless you want your jaw broken, I think it's best if you don't ever talk to me again.
Well, that didn't solve the problem, though. Fortunately. Okay, can we track... the plaque quest? Is it, I mean, are they even trackable? Communal toilets. Okay, let's go talk to what's here.
Greetings and salutations. Greetings. I'm Georgius. It gladdens me to see...
I know. I just want to know. You just want to know where I'm from? Where that's where I question.
My friend, your words intrigue me more and more.
I was looking for Kabash, and I heard you were the one of the last people to see him.
Ah, I knew this day would come. I do not wish to lie to you, my friend, but even discussing this matter is dangerous. Please, let us leave the live coals safely beneath the ash.
You can trust us. We foreigners need to stick together.
Very well, but the magistrate would not look kindly upon this, so please keep it to yourself. For several months now, I have been sneaking out at night to worship the gods of my ancestors in the temple of Demeter. Each day, I leave offerings of food in the hope that we may have a bountiful harvest, and yet the next day when I return, the food is missing.
How strange.
So I ask, who or what is devouring the food in this temple? Stranger still. Once I sat in front of my shop like the 100-eyed Argus until dawn to see if I could spot a thief going in, but do you know what I saw?
No idea.
Nothing. Nobody entered, and yet when I went to take a look, my offering was gone. It is bizarre, is it not? When I told my friend Kabash of this at the tavern, he offered to help investigate. He went in, and to my dismay, he was never seen again.
Where's this temple?
It is the only Greek temple in the city. Head towards the baths, and it is the last building on your right.
Okay.
I do not think you should pursue this, my friend. It would break my heart to be responsible for two people disappearing. But you do not strike me as a kind of person to be deterred by such warnings, so just be careful, I beg you.
Here?
Help! You.
All right. Don't go in there.
What?
A bad feeling. It's Demeter? Oh, yeah, this is that passage way down there. Okay. Is there a plaque here? Yeah, there's that tunnel that we were at before. I was hoping there was a plaque here, but maybe it's down below? It's Kabosh that was down here before, because we didn't talk to him by name. I didn't get anywhere with this guy. Maybe I will now.
You carry the gift of Prometheus in your hand. Remarkable.
You have a plaque that I can pick up.
You carry the gift of Prometheus in your hand. Remarkable. You carry the gift of
Will you talk to me now?
Welcome. May I?
You first.
It is best you do not know my name, for merely to speak of my existence in the city above could bring destruction on you all. Tell me, what brings you all the way down?
Looking for Kabosh.
Ah, Kabosh. I know this man. He came through here some weeks ago. I will tell you everything I know, but first, a request.
Yeah.
I've been living down here alone for many years,
Voldemort.
with nobody to talk to but myself.
And he
The
has a
one
nose.
thing I long for above all else before I die is a good philosophical argument with somebody astute. I'm hoping that person is you. Let us find out with this simple question. Have you deduced the name of the god responsible for the Golden Rule?
Pluto.
Excellent. I see you are indeed quite astute. Very few come to that realization before their time in the sun is over. Now, will you join me in a friendly Socratic dialogue?
Is he enough?
Wonderful. Then let me begin with a question. Would you say you know the difference between right and wrong?
Not something I often think about.
I see. Then a word of advice. If you do not want to get yourself and everyone else in this place killed, it is best that you start thinking about it. And soon. You see, out there in the world, being uncertain about right and wrong was acceptable, because our mistakes rarely had consequences. So we would tell lies and bend rules and turn a blind eye and rationalize, and yet still find a way to think of ourselves as good people. But under the Golden Rule, morality matters. The slightest wrongdoing could result in a mass execution. So to navigate this maze, we would have to be certain about the difference between right and wrong. Wouldn't you agree?
Of course.
So let me ask you this. Is there one system of morality which is always perfectly correct, which you could follow in every situation and always do the right thing?
No, I don't think so.
Are you sure? Or is it possible that humans simply haven't figured out the right system yet?
I don't think there's such a thing as a correct.
So is it up to each of us to decide what right and wrong mean to us individually? Or must we simply follow the laws and customs of whichever community we're in?
I'll change my answer.
Good. Never discourage anyone who continually makes progress, no matter how slow. Would you say you know the difference between right and wrong?
It's a complex question.
You are an overthinker too. We're the same then. It is probably why I became a philosopher. But if you struggle with right and wrong normally, then down here with the golden rule, surely your struggle can only have become more difficult.
I guess so.
Well, that's reassuring. And the truth is, you're not alone. You see, out there in the world, being uncertain about right and wrong was acceptable because our mistakes rarely had consequences. So we would tell lies and...
Yeah.
But under the golden rule, so to navigate this maze, we would have to be certain about the...
Whose version of right or wrong?
That is an excellent question, and it leads directly to my next line of inquiry. So let me ask you this. Is there one system of morality which is always perfectly correct, which you could follow in every situation and always do the right thing?
Is there one system of morality which would be always perfectly correct? No, I don't think so. More than one, I'm gonna say.
How can that be? Since they all have differences, it follows that in some cases they would offer different conclusions about what is right and wrong. If there is a correct moral code, then wouldn't it follow that only one can be the correct one?
Oh, I suppose so.
Let me guess. Is it yours?
Maybe not.
And that's a credit to you. It is the mark of a civilized person to change their position when presented with a superior argument.
What's your point?
My point is this. I don't think anyone alive truly knows any hard and fast
I
rules
know.
about right and wrong.
Fair point.
If there is one thing I have observed about rules, it is that virtuous people do not need them, and evil people will always find a way around them. And so we
trying to
must
make my head
accept
hurt
our
late at night.
limitations, and the sad truth that no human society will ever achieve the utopia for which it strives. In mathematics, we would call it an asymptote, a line that can be approached but never reached. Because the only way to create a utopia is with the ever-present threat of force, such as the Golden Rule.
Makes sense.
This and no other is the root from which a tyrant springs when he first appears as a protector. And life under tyranny is no utopia at all.
I agree.
I'm glad to hear that. In any case, thank you for humoring an old man. I would be happy to answer your questions.
What's your story?
You mean, how did I end up living alone in this cave with nothing but these relics of the past for company? It's a long story.
I'm listening.
I was a quarrelsome young man. At 19, I left Corinth for Rome to study rhetoric at one of her finest academies, so I could argue more forcefully. Back then, I used to enjoy verbally sparring with everyone I could, and I was good. One night, I found myself in a tavern in an argument with a drunken mercenary. It became heated. He drew a gladius, and I won the argument, but lost my life. I woke up on the banks of the Styx at a campfire opposite Karen. Of course, I tried to persuade her to let me return, but even with all my skill, I failed. I settled in, made friends, and learned what I could, quickly realizing our little community faced certain death under the Golden Rule. So I began looking for a place to hide underground. Fortunately, I found this place waiting for me. You see, I was not the first to take refuge here. I returned to my friends above, persuaded them to join me, and 12 of us descended for the last time to live out our days hidden from Hades' tyranny.
He's Greek.
They are one and the same. The Romans call him Pluto, but long before that, my people called him Hades.
can't you return to the surface?
My generation was wiped out, turned to gold, many years ago. My friends and I were able to avoid the same fate by hiding down here. I think it's safest to assume that if I was to return, Hades would realize that his Furies hadn't finished the job, and he'd send them after me again.
Why can't you tell me your name?
I fear that if you were to utter my name in the city, even by mistake, that Hades would hear you and know I am still alive.
Where's everyone else?
I'm afraid I am the only one left. There were 12 of us in the beginning, but one by one, my friends passed away. Some from malnutrition, others from madness and despair. It has been lonely. Before my unexpected visit from Kabash some weeks ago, I'd not seen another person in many, many years.
How'd you survive down here?
Living in darkness is not without its challenges. The first challenge is diet. Fortunately, I found that eating fresh fish provides most of the nutrients I need. And sometimes, when there are Greek people living up above, I surface at night and salvage the offerings they've left in the temple of Demeter. The greater challenge is the isolation, so I like to imagine arguments, where I argue both sides. But like so many things in life, arguments are better with a partner. As you wish.
You know how to get out of here?
Ha! If I did, would I be living like this?
What do you think of the Golden Rule?
Did we not discuss it at length already? Oh,
Yeah. You know where I could find a plaque that was removed from the obelisk?
You seek the plaque bearing the Egyptian inscription.
That's the one.
It is a cursed object, and I would be happy to give it to you.
Damn him.
If Kabash had not already taken it.
Kabash.
I will tell you, but you may find him hostile. To prepare for your encounter, there are certain things you must know. Very few know this, but before the Romans came to this city, it was once entirely Greek. The architecture, the temples, and the people. When the Romans came, in typical fashion, they claimed it as their own, built over everything that could be built over, and renamed the things that could not. Thus, the Shrine of Persephone became the Shrine of Proserpina. And when they found an obelisk bearing the name Hades, they tore it off and replaced it with Pluto instead. And the city's dwindling Greek residents, witnessing this compulsive Roman conquest, decided to preserve what they could of their heritage. They gathered their art and valuables, secreted them away through the Temple of Demeter, and hid them here, out of reach of the Romans.
That have to do with... I'm with you so far.
However, there was one thing that always seemed out of place to me, and it is the very thing you seek. An even older plaque bearing an Egyptian inscription.
What did it say?
We had no idea until years later, when the first of my friends began to die. As a result of their deaths, we began to dig catacombs branching off from this cavern to lay them to rest. We extended the tunnel so far that we accidentally discovered another, an even older tunnel, which somebody had gone to great lengths to keep hidden. Suddenly it made sense why there was an out-of-place Egyptian plaque among our people's possessions. You see, we proud Greeks had thought the Romans beasts for stealing and corrupting our heritage. But it turns out this game has been going on much longer than any of us imagined. I think it is best you head through the catacombs and follow Kabash's trail.
Well, what's in there?
There are certain things you must see for yourself. Take this key. You'll need it to open the gate.
Okay.
I enjoyed our chat, but please, keep my presence here a secret.
I will.
Yes.